Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in to another watch list brought to you by FTX. If you don't have an FTX account, then feel free to use the link in the description below and receive 10% off your trading fees. All right, so in today's watch list, a little bit of an extended watch list. The main points that I want to cover is the 8-hour time frame. So if we have a look at Bitcoin on the daily, we've had a few consecutive days of buying, which has been really good. Are we running out of steam? It's hard to say, but on the daily, we are quite extended from the moving averages. But if we look lower, like the 4-hour time frame, we're sort of curving over. It does look like some buyers have come back in this morning and pushed this candle back up. But yeah, there's not really anything to trade on Bitcoin at the moment. If we have a look at the 30 though, we are beginning to see a small trend form to the short side. So I wouldn't trade that. I don't like trading anything below the 1 hour time frame unless it's a really good setup, and I don't really like trading against the 4 and the daily trend. So I won't be taking any of these trades, but it is there. It is setting up, but yeah, just a word of warning, I guess. But yeah, these lower time frames, we are starting to see a trend form to the lower side. Whether that's just building into that pullback on the higher time frames, I don't know, but yeah, let's wait and see what happens with Bitcoin. Now, Cake Perp is looking quite bullish on the daily. It's the 8 hour, the 4 hour? Yeah, so this 4 hour, we've had a push up, a pullback, another push up, a pullback. MACD is good. So a small bullish candle in that cradle zone. I'll definitely want to know about that. Rune was on the 8, I believe. Yeah, so a really nice trend forming pullback. We didn't get that small bullish candle in the cradle zone there, but we did see a nice push up and we are pulling back. So a bit of a deeper pullback on Rune on the 8 hour. There's one thing to note though, is it looks like there could be a bit of resistance through here. We've tested a few times through here, and so we are sitting around that level. So that's just one thing to note on Rune. Balancer, again, the daily's looking really strong, but the 8 hour time frame is really good. We've had a nice trend forming, a push higher, a pullback into that cradle zone. I definitely want to know about that. Chili's. Now Chili's is just on a run. But yeah, we're just waiting on a pullback on Chili's. It's looking really good. Let's have a look at the 4. Yeah, the 4's not looking too bad. Let's have a little look lower. Okay, so there's no real trend there. So it's the 4 and the 8 on Chili's. Clover was the 8 hour. So yeah, nice trend forming. We've had a higher high, higher low, a push higher, pulling back. Little bit of a level through there as well. So yeah, just waiting on that pullback, waiting for that bullish candle in the cradle zone on Clover. Convergence, again, looking really strong on the daily. Actually, really nice trend. So we pushed higher, higher low, push higher again. And the 4 hour time frame is looking good. The 8 as well. Let's have a look at the 2. So the 2, yeah, that candle's a bit too big, but the 4 hours not looking too bad. So a deeper pullback into that cradle zone. So I think for this afternoon, it's just going to be a waiting game to see what the market's next move is, whether it's higher, whether it's lower. What I'd like to see is a pullback deeper into those cradle zones. Doge, for instance, there's a lot across the FTX market that are doing this on the 4 hour time frame. We've pushed higher, we've pulled back, and we've almost created that lower high. So, but the 8 hour is pulling back, so a bullish candle in that cradle zone, yeah, I'd want to know about it. Holo, again, same thing, pull back into that cradle zone on the 8 hour time frame. You can always go through and check for levels as well to make sure that they're pulling back to a level. It's always good to have that level backing up your cradle trades. Matic is another one on the 8 hour, push higher, got a higher low, higher high, we're pulling back into that cradle zone with not an exact level, but a bit of a level through here as well. We've tested, sort of rejected that level, and now we've pushed higher and we're forming back onto that level. So keeping an eye on that. MCB is another one on that 8 hour time frame, nice trend forming. I think this is a little there's a bit of a low liquidity on MCB, so that's just one thing to note on this one if you are looking to trade that. And OKB was the 12-hour, I believe. The 12-hour and the daily. Yeah, so the daily is looking really good. Bit of resistance up ahead, but depending on the candle size, I'm sure we can get 1-to-1 before that if it does form. So that will be, not today, but over the next few days. So that's my list for this afternoon for cradle trades. There are a few levels forming on those lower time frames to keep an eye out for. So if you do trade those breakout strategies, it may be worth doing a quick scan for those lower time frame trades. But as far as cradles are concerned, yeah, it's about the 8-hour time frame that we're keeping an eye on. And well, apart from OKB, which will form over the next few days. So yeah, that's my list for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any other questions, feel free to send them in. And if you are in the community, yeah, feel free to reach out to myself or Lou, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll chat to you guys on Monday.